Hello and welcome to Outside Xbox, especially you, Notification Squad. You're watching Show of the Week, I'm Andy.
And I'm Jane, and I am back from the European Space Agency, where I learned how to be Mass Effect Andromeda's Pathfinder and/or an astronaut.
Here's where we do our most dangerous space science. This is where we put the dangerous alien virus strains.
Haha, just kidding, of course. It's actually where they do their vacuum science experiments.
Okay.
But then, of course, that is what someone infected with an alien virus strain would say.
What?
What? Just out of curiosity, how prepared would you say you are for an alien invasion out of 10?
Actually, a lot more so than I was last week.
Oh no. I mean, oh why?
Well, Jane, it's all thanks to Halo Wars 2, out now on PC and Xbox One.
You saw this place on the drop down, Douglas. Nothing real about it.
Alice is right. We don't know what's waiting for us down there. Keep your eyes out for trouble.
Clever viewers will have deduced that this is a Halo game. However, it's one where instead of controlling one big space soldier, you control lots of little space soldiers with a bird's eye view from high above the battlefield.
Jerome, these aren't military defenses.
No, these were made in a hurry. They must have been desperate.
Yes, that's right, it's a real-time strategy game set in the Halo universe, much like the previous game Halo Wars 1 was back when it came out in 2009. And it's thanks to Halo Wars 2 that I'm now in a state of readiness against alien invasion, Jane. Thanks for asking, because in it, you take command of the humans of the UNSC, struggling against the aliens of the Banished.
During the war, the Covenant used his clan as expendable muscle. Told them dying in battle would speed their holy journey. And none ever returned. Until he did.
Halo Wars 2 introduces the new enemy faction known as the Banished. That's because the long-running war with the Alien Covenant is canonically over, and we needed a new faction of non-human baddies to have another war with. That's why it's called Halo Wars, not Halo War, I expect.
His name is Atriox.
This alien horde is led by Atriox, a legendary brute cast out by the Covenant who runs into the human forces of the UNSC Spirit of Fire while trying to seize control of the Halo factory known as the Ark. The humans from the Spirit of Fire, on the other hand, have just woken from the 28-year cryo-sleep they went into at the end of Halo Wars 1.
Captain, wake up. Something has happened.
No wonder they get straight into a fight. I'm cranky just after I'm woken up too.
28 years, Professor. Let's see what kind of galaxy we woke up to.
For this game, Halo Studio 343 Industries collaborated with developer Creative Assembly, which, having been making the Total War games for 17 years now, knows a thing or two about doing strategy in real time. The RTS action is tailored for console, built around your classic rock, paper, scissors system, in which air units are strong against ground vehicles are strong against infantry, and infantry, well, you know how to play rock, paper, scissors.
Enemy spotted.
For Halo fans hungry for tales from the Haloverse, Halo Wars 2 has a story-based campaign set after the events of Halo 5 Guardians. The all-important multiplayer, on the other hand, is for up to 6 online players and includes modes Domination and Strongholds, which are all about owning the map by capturing bases, or Deathmatch, which is all about owning the other players by killing all of them. Blitz, though, is the most novel of the multiplayer modes, having swapped your traditional unit creation and base building with an on-trend collectible card game, in which you deploy a little space soldier, for instance, by playing a card from a deck you've built through playing campaign and completing challenges. So if I correctly understand military strategy, Jane, in the event of alien invasion, what I need to do is collect a really strong deck of cards and confront the enemy leader with my uncommon 70 energy cost ironclad hunters. Easy. Bring it on, invaders. I was a bit wary because, you know, console strategy games.
That's unfair. There are loads of good console strategy games.
Are there?
Well, at least 5.
But that's all you're getting, 5, and definitely not because great console strategy games are thin on the ground. Playing a clumsily ported PC strategy game on a console can feel like trying to play the piano wearing boxing gloves, but there are definitely a few that have made the leap to Xbox without horribly face planting. The console version of the famous turn-based strategy game Civilization Revolution kept everything you loved from the PC version, like building wonders of the world, researching technology, and menacing Otto von Bismarck with the threat of mutually assured nuclear destruction. What it removed was all the fiddliest stuff that had been introduced since the first couple of games, like micromanaging your tax affairs or military maneuvers, which made for a streamlined but up-to-date version of Sid Meier's beautifully balanced strategy game. Balanced like the fragile nuclear peace that's about to be broken. Again. What do you mean a cultural victory is a thing?
Headed there now.
After the catastrophic number of losses I suffered in the original XCOM game, quite frankly I'm surprised they asked me back to be a commander in XCOM 2. You will not be forgotten, Captain Soldier Pants. And yet here we are in XCOM 2, where for once it turns out that the canonical ending of the last game was the same as our own. Earth has fallen into the clutches of the aliens and everything is awful. But that just makes XCOM 2 all the more compelling as you cobble together a scrappy resistance from the remains of humanity and rally to overthrow your alien rulers and their puppet government. Or at least rally to get them all killed in a masterclass in tactical ineptitude. Captain Soldier Pants Jr., no!
Taken from von Rumsted's HQ. Maps, unit strengths, orders of battle, everything.
In 2010, Ubisoft came up with a new take on strategy games in R.U.S E, which stands for, well, nothing. Come on guys, make an effort. At first, R.U.S E looks like any other World War II strategy game with its tiny tanks and tiny army men, but there was a twist. What made R.U.S E interesting was that the key to victory was lying until your pants were entirely aflame. You could dupe your opponents into thinking you'd deploy units when you hadn't, futz with what they could see on the map, or sneakily uncover information for yourself. All's fair in love and strategy games. I think that's how the saying goes. Back in 2008, one of the biggest names in strategy games returned to Xbox 360. Command & Conquer helped establish many classic systems and rules of resource gathering, base building, real-time strategy. Or at least Dune 2 did, which was basically Command & Conquer, but with giant worms. The great victory of Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 was that it managed to spice up its potentially dry strategy gameplay with scenery-chewing performances from well-known actors and performers like Jonathan Pryce, Peter Stormare and Tim Curry. Red Alert 3 on console wasn't even actually the most brilliant adaptation of RTS controls to a joypad, nor was it the strongest Command & Conquer game in the series. In fact, I'll freely admit that it's included in this list for one reason and one reason only, so I can play this clip.
I'm escaping to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Space!
Oh, and so I could play this commercial, featuring pro wrestler Ric Flair.
We're the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how forgiven am I? Based on the theory that future weapons will become so destructive that World War III would be pretty much an extinction-level event, Tom Clancy's End War imagined a war to end all war. And in this far-flung future war, you won't be using anything as basic and primitive as your thumbs to control your troops. Instead, you'll be barking orders into your Xbox Live headset.
You have a direct communication link with your troops on the field, but in order to issue commands, you must follow protocol.
It's surprisingly effective, and though you can fall back on a controller if you like, you can also play the game exclusively by flapping your gums. Of course, the danger is that by opening up the concept of war to commanders that lack opposable thumbs, other species will succumb to humanity's warlike ways, like in this video of two parrots successfully playing End War. I have seen the future, and it is terrifying.
Now it's time to see what's in the comments and in our For Honor emblems. Aren't you going to complain that it's historically inaccurate?
Amongst other things.
First up this week, your comments on last week's show about Sniper Elite 4 and the things we've learned about being a sniper from video games.
Triple kill. It's those sorts of savings on bullets that'll get me a pat on the head from top brass. That and the fact that after 4 games, I seem to be single-handedly winning the war one ruptured Nazi scrotum at a time.
Commenter Get Milo a Life adds this episode to his evidence pile, saying, further proof that Mike is an android. He doesn't even flinch when he ruptures testicles. Shudders,
Testicles? No, that was just the unit's auxiliary charge pods.
Not helping, Mike.
Oh, Club Soda, of course, great. Well, Andy, if you want to get started on that.
Oh, man, again, I told you, we come in peace.
Yeah, tell it to those jerks.
How about this comment then from commenter Where is Spacebar, who says, wait, Jane has alien blood on her clothes. Wasn't she supposed to be our ambassador to the rest of the galaxy?
She said they started it.
They did start it.
Is that it?
Yeah.
You're not going to do the whole light? Okay, great. Well, that makes a nice change.
Sure does. Go about your business.
On the subject of Jane's clothing, and also yours, Mike, commenter Camja Ninja says, odd, after the outro for some reason I felt compelled to press the like button, and eat a tomato.
Both excellent uses of your time.
Next up, your comments on this video of us taking on Hitman's end of season bonus mission, Landslide.
Still, no one's found the corpse. They don't know there's been a murder. I mean, horrible accident on the church roof. Oh, there he is. Oh, that's so sacrilegious, probably.
Commenter Tazinator is paying attention, saying, so sacrilegious, probably, Jane says 10 minutes after she choked out a priest.
What's sacrilegious is the number of puns going on in these comments, such as this from Saint Renegade, who says, I think Jane has reached the pinnacle of her Hitman career. That kill was right on point.
Down he... Oh! Oh, was that always there?
Or commenter Sageheart, who says, Andy, a clean and professional hit? Really? I'd say that job was pretty choppy, but at least you got it done with a chipper attitude.
Okay, bit gruesome, but I mean, he's dead. And the plants are fertilized.
I guess you could say my kill really killed him with a big explosion.
Whoa, terrible accident.
I guess. Moving on, here are your comments on this video in which I take you through the things you need to see right now in the upcoming Prey game. Choosing to be a male or female you makes no difference to the actual game, and the story still revolves around you meeting your brother Alex and being subjected to a series of tests, some of which are harder than others.
Look, is she? She's hiding behind the chair.
Okay, hands up, that's my bad. Don't blame it on Morgan Yu.
Commenter Kieran Mac 1 knows who's really to blame here, saying, Andy, we're not blaming it on Morgan, we're blaming it on you.
I guess I got Morgan I bargained for?
Puns with the last bit, Andy, keep up.
Alright, well, Paul Sizen agrees with the way I play, saying, yep, I would have closed that door too, Andy. I don't need the screams of the damned today. Nope. But commenter Fernando Castro has picked up a useful life tip, saying, now every time I accidentally break a mug, I'm gonna say, well, what if it were a mimic? Flawless excuse.
Oh, that reminds me, I thought your Noctis figure was a mimic.
What?
Also, 3 plates, a cupboard door, and your iPhone screen.
My phone?
I was just being thorough.
That's it for this week's show, and if I were in touch with alien overlords, which I'm not, then I'm sure they would tell me to tell you to press the like button.
So weirdly specific denial.
And hit the bell icon to receive a notification every time we upload a new video. The alien overlords would go on to say, I expect.
A lot about what these alien overlords would say.
I'm just guessing.
Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time. Cool, lunch?
Oh, can it wait? I just logged your exact body weight and any fluctuations are going to throw my calculations off.
What calculations?
Who said calculations? Weird thing to say. Sure, lunch. Why don't you go and stand under that open skylight while I go get my lunch things?
What, by that column of weird light?
I mean, in it, ideally.
Okay.